Looking for something to play this St. Paddy's Day? Well, you're in luck. We found the College of Luck Bard and a few other really cool St. Paddy's Day treats that you're sure to enjoy.
Welcome everyone, I'm Sean, this is Tony, and today we're going to be doing a special St. Patrick's Day video. We're going to go over a subclass as well as a couple things you can toss into your possibly themed St. Patrick's Day session.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, there's not, honestly, truthfully, it was kind of hard to find something.
It was a little tricky. I had to do a little bit of research, and we tried finding some things that were going to work, and sometimes when you find some homebrew things, obviously it's not always going to work out, but we did find a couple of cool things. So if you are looking to do maybe, some kind of like themed one for the weekend, here are a couple things that you can use. And we're going to start with a really good one. We've never done a Bard subclass yet.
This is our first Bard.
And what a way to go. This is the College of Luck.
So lucky us, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. So
I do not recommend using halflings with this class. I don't recommend using halflings with clerics or wizards or bards. Or
yeah, per Tony's prescription, generally
halflings, just no. But this is a really good class.
Yeah, so now it was uploaded by Undead Pancake, but it is important to note that the creation for the subclass actually goes to Cool Gamer Tag Bro, so a little bit of joint work on that. But basically, this class is literally about, having the luck on the draw. Mm-hmm. At third level, once you actually pick it, you get proficiency in 3 gaming sets, makes sense, and then you get an extra bonus skill that you get proficiency in. Bards get proficiencies in everything, so, why not add another one?
By that point, you're probably just proficient in pretty much everything.
Yeah, probably.
And that's just level 3.
Yeah, but the cool feature that you get at level 3 also is called Push Your Luck. So basically what you can do is if a creature that you inspired rolls their Bardic Inspiration die, they can actually choose to roll a second one. Now, if they roll lower than the first result...
Then both of them are canceled.
Yeah, then you get nothing.
Yeah.
However, if they roll higher, you get to keep both dice as the modifier.
Which is cool because as a bard, you're not using up a second die for it, but at the same time, they have a chance of being able to have something higher, which is good.
And it's cool. It goes into this whole risk versus reward, the whole luck thing, which is kind of what the class is about, really.
Yeah.
And again, just this feature alone really kind of pushes that in your face. Again, with the second feature that you get at 6th level.
And it's kind of cool because every single class feature that you get in this does have that risk versus reward thing.
Definitely.
It never feels like it's overpowered. There's always a downside to it as well.
Yeah.
So we went with Push Your Luck. Luck of the Draw. Now this one took a little bit for me to understand, but now I totally got it. So basically what you do is at 6th level you get a deck of tarot cards. Now there's only 12 cards in it, but there's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. These cards, once per long rest, you draw 3 random cards, and the effects are selected by rolling a d12. So basically you roll 3 d12s, and then there's this list. There are, for each of the statistics, strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Yeah, I still did that pretty well.
Nice.
It's like the 7 dwarfs, so sleepy, happy, grumpy, dopey, sneezy, bashful, doc.
Oh, wow, you know that too.
I do. So either way, though, please don't sue us, Disney. But what happens, though, is you roll a d12, and you've either got a woe or a wheel, meaning good or bad, on one of those stats. And then, Sean, what do you do with those stats?
So when you have your 3 cards, so basically during combat or even out of combat, too, you can use your reaction, and you basically put that effect on a creature that you can see. So if an enemy is about to attack one of your friends, maybe you can put like a strength woe on them, and then now they have to roll with disadvantage. Or if your buddy has to make a constitution save, you can pass them your con advantage card, and then they gain advantage on that saving throw.
Right, and these are used once per long rest, so you have 3 of them per long rest, but it's kind of neat because it's all in chance. You don't get to pick, oh, well, you're going to succeed on charisma, or you've got this on charisma, or what have you. I love that it's random. It goes right back to that feeling of luck.
Yeah, and it's really nice because even though it is random, it's cool because you get it on saving throws, ability checks, and attack rolls. So it's really nice if you kind of get what you were looking for. It's really nice. Or if you don't, you kind of have to work with whatever you roll.
Yeah, and it kind of flows into this last one because Bardic Inspiration is something that we've been going over with Push Your Luck. This last one's called Pocket Ace, like an ace up your sleeve kind of thing.
Yeah, and this one's pretty cool. So at 14th level, once per long rest, you can expend it and record the results of that roll to keep for later use. So after a creature you inspired uses their Bardic Inspiration die, but before they know the outcome or choose to use your Push Your Luck feature,
I would change that, but yes.
you can exchange the result of their Bardic Inspiration roll with the roll that you had as a pocket ace.
Right, so it's a lot like, what is it, the Divine Wizard?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, it's similar.
Divine Wizard rolls those 2 die in the beginning.
Yeah,
and then I replace that
right,
with this.
Exactly.
Similar thing, so
Yeah.
you've got that luck thing.
Yeah, and it's important to note you can even use it to bolster your own ability checks, saving throws, or attack rolls. You said you would even change it to actually buff this even more.
Right, because I would look at that and go, you don't really need... because it shows there that before they know the outcome of it, I think it's kind of hard to say before somebody who just rolled a die sees the outcome of something.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, okay, you either do it before they roll and you're able to replace their die, or you do it after the roll and do it. Because I don't really see the reason for holding back. You see what I'm saying?
And it's interesting, a lot of spells, they actually use the hold before you know the outcome or before you know that it hits. They use it for the sake of balancing, but actually in this case, considering that you're already at 14th level and it's not like a game-killing thing, I would allow them to actually pick after they see their outcome and if they know it's going to go through or not.
Right, but I like the fact that it's still up to the bard. The bard's the one that goes, hey, you know what? I got a card here.
Yeah, and it's just so cool because I love the whole chancing, and I love the whole, like, this card motif that this character has going. Like, your player can maybe even bring real tarot cards or something to the actual session or something like that, too.
Well, you said tarot cards, right? It reminds me of terror cards, which then brings us to our next thing that we're going to talk about, because we actually not only are going over a class here, we're also going to pull up an enemy and a couple of items that said enemy could drop.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, it being St. Patrick's Day, you can't have it without a leprechaun.
Well, you can. They're so very similar to halflings. I think they should just go in the same situation as that.
True.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're a little different. We actually found this leprechaun on D&D Beyond. This one is from username
That's all at the bottom
Audric the Mercy Main. So this one's really cool. It's a CR4, CR6. And it has some couple things. It's magical
Some of them I'm
resistance.
confused by, like alcoholic telekinesis.
I think it's useful. I don't know about you. Basically, as an action, the leprechaun can choose to telekinetically levitate alcohol within a 5-foot cube at a range of 30 feet, moving it up to 30 feet.
See, I would have it attack with some of those ale oozes that we found in that in the edible oozes video.
Or maybe if you do put some like edible oozes or ale oozes, it can move it close to the enemy.
Yeah, see, I think that would be great.
There you go. Maybe it had that in mind.
Now, it has spells, though.
Yeah, it has a couple spells.
Spellcaster.
You get, like, Chromatic Orb, Disguise Self, Enlarge or Reduce, Misty Step, more like these tricky... Because, you know...
I'm surprised they didn't give it Shillelagh.
I would totally put it in there.
I would swap it in there with the King.
Absolutely.
Shillelagh.
But it's cool. The spell list is set up as like this trickster, because that's what a leprechaun is.
Yeah.
And it has some cool features. It has a dagger, it has multi-tech, but it has this cool thing called Invoke Drunkenness.
You don't need to have a leprechaun to invoke drunkenness.
You don't.
No.
But thankfully, this leprechaun can do it on its own. So basically, it chooses a target within 30 feet. Target makes a con save, DC 14. If it fails, they become basically drunk for a minute. While they're drunk, they have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, and their dexterity score is reduced by 1d4. I'm assuming that's like until a long rest, because if it's permanent, ouch. So I'm going to assume that's going to be after a long rest.
I would say, they would have to rest for that. But then they can also channel luck as a reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is weird, because now it'd be good to have a leprechaun on your side, because the leprechaun can gain advantage on... You can grant advantage on saving throws.
Yeah, exactly.
Attack rolls and skill checks.
Yeah, kind of going again with that luck thing, you know.
But he can only do it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Now, the good thing about this guy is that the creator of this actually put together different types of leprechauns that might be in there. So you got mock halflings, leprechauns. Well, these are different stuff.
Yeah, so these are like kind of like optional characteristics you can give the leprechaun, and it even has descriptions on the kind of lair that the leprechaun might live in, and lair actions if you want to make this like a boss at the end of your St. Patrick's Day adventure, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really cool. The creator gives a lot of option for this NPC.
Yeah, see, and it's kind of neat, too, because even the regional effects that happen around the lair, it shows that when the leprechaun dies, it lasts for 2d4 days.
Right,
still.
and then
so you still have to roll those die to see.
Yeah, and then the little details, 4-leaved clovers grow in bunches.
Well, see, and that's pretty cool. But what are some of the things that you might find in said leprechaun's lair?
Well, you might find gold, but it might not be real. So we're going to take a look at this cantrip from user Whirlwind called Fool's Gold.
Okay. Seems like a pretty easy cantrip here. I like that.
And it's interesting. You can only use it once per day. And thank God you can only use it once per day because it would be very abusable. Essentially, you use a cantrip to turn like maybe pebbles or small shells, and you turn it into 15 gold pieces, which is not a very good amount.
Substantial. Yeah. Enough to buy some rope and some things, some nice stuff. So it lasts till midnight the next day and then reverts back to stones. If I was a shop owner, I would be ticked.
Oh, I'd be super annoyed.
Yeah, like,
kidding
okay,
me?
Look, 15 gold. I would play this up as like, keep the change. That kind of
right.
thing.
Oh, thank you. So generous.
And then it turns into blah.
Yeah, you check your cash register the next day. Oh, that's
somebody
weird.
took my gold and put pebbles there. But you also can tell whether or not the gold is real or not by a check.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cool because you can even use the Tech Magic or True Sight to know what they are too. So it's not like anything crazy overpowered, but it's a nice little tool that you can use whether you're in a village or if you're trying to bribe your way out of something. Yeah. Oh, take the gold, and then it's not.
Yeah, it's just pebbles. Didn't hurt anybody.
And then this last one's cool.
And I'm sorry if we're going a little bit fast. We just want to get everything in one video here for you guys. This last one I really like.
Yeah, so this one is called Necklace of the Drunken Master. This one's from
is
user Proximo.
Let's do that again.
Proximo. Okay.
All right.
One more time. Proximo. So with this necklace, you can you use a command word, and essentially what it lets you do is you can drink any drop of alcohol, and it allows you to use your hit dice up to your maximum at that moment.
So it's like taking a short rest, but taking a short rest
resting.
With beer.
Yeah. Now this sounds pretty awesome, and you even get to add your Constitution modifier, and this sounds great. However, the more there's always a downside to these. Yeah. The more hit dice you use, the harder your con save will be when you actually use it. If you fail the con save, you have disadvantage on all ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws, and you're drunk for an hour. If you fail by 5 or more, you fall unconscious for an hour and you suffer 4 levels
of exhaustion.
You know how long it takes to get rid of 1?
Yeah, you have to have food and drink and sleep for 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, and that gets rid of one level.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because initially when you read the first chunk, this seems really good. Oh man, free use of your hit dice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even include the hit dice that you use during your short rest. But the cost of failing that con save is killer.
It is good. And that's what kind of makes it balanced too. Because I look at that and go, okay, well, I'd be okay with them doing that. It'd be just as easy for somebody to say, okay, we're going to rest for a half hour. But think about not having to wait that time.
Right.
Like if you're talking a short rest is what, 4 hours is what we usually call that?
Yeah, depending on what
like
kind of
4 hours or 1 hour.
Yeah, depending on your campaign, yeah.
But this allows you to keep going.
You don't have to necessarily stop what you're doing. You can just use the necklace. And I do like the fact that the con gets higher with the more dice you use. It increases the DC.
Well, you know what I like about it too, though, is that it only gets your health back. It's not that you're taking a short rest. Mm-hmm. So all these warlocks who get their powers back on a short rest, it's not that.
Exactly.
This is just your health, which is kind of a neat thing, and it's got kind of that luck and gamble kind of thing.
Again,
right?
kind of going into that same theme, and we also even have a little bit of alcohol in this one, so it doesn't hurt.
This looks perfect for me.
Yeah, so this could be actually like a good reward that you might find like after you take care of the leprechaun. Yeah,
but I could see a leprechaun holding this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it does require attunement, and I thought the way that you attune it is really cool. So the way you attune this one is by drinking a whole night while wearing the necklace until you fall asleep.
That's the best way to get used to it, right?
That's right. So it's just
while you're intoxicated.
But it's cool. So I wanted to thank all of our people who have been making these things there, and we did find some really awesome ones on D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
but we have a little bit of a challenge for you guys because we had a tough time finding Leprechaun Race.
Yeah,
I figured it'd be a sub-race of halflings, but at least, there would be a race. There isn't one.
So we're actually going to put out a challenge to you guys out there. Can you make a Leprechaun sub-race? And can you make it balanced? And can you make it kind of part of the theme?
All you have to do is send it to our Discord channel, which will be, I don't know, it's somewhere over here. In fact, if you go to our main page up at the top in our banner, you can click Discord and you can get onto our channel. Or you can send it at DMBrewCrew@gmail.com. That'll be, right down here, straight below. And don't forget to like, subscribe as well. We'll be picking a winner and probably going over it fairly soon.
Oh, definitely, yeah. If we do pick yours, we'll definitely, maybe commit a video to it or put it on our stream. But we'll be sure to mention you and show how awesome your creation is.
That's right, because Homebrewing is a lot of fun. So remember, the best campaigns are always the ones that are home brewed. So until next time,
Keep brewing.